science, and it's called nutrigenomics. It's actually the study of how food turns your genes of your DNA on and off. So the food chemicals, those phytochemicals, they act on the human DNA to alter how that's expressed. We can see directly how food you eat has this impact on your genetics. So in particular, the direct effects are uniquely powerful to the genes that regulate inflammation. I think that is so cool that the food we eat actually is a trigger to regulating our DNA, specifically the DNA that's involved in inflammatory cascades. So what does it mean? One example I like to use, there's a group of receptors, and these are on the nucleus of every cell. It's called PPAR gamma. Again, don't have to remember that, but just know that this nuclear receptors inside the cell, PPAR gamma, it's turned on by good fats, like your omega-3s that we just talked about. So food turns on PPAR gamma. Well, why is that so cool? We know when we turn on PPAR gamma, it's been shown in thousands of studies to actually lower inflammatory cytokines that we can measure in your blood, and also decrease autoimmune conditions, and even things like asthma and colitis and arthritis, and even multiple sclerosis. Food turns your genes on and off. I think that's absolutely fascinating. Not only does the food we eat affect our gut and triggering inflammatory reactions or not, but food actually goes in and turns our DNA on and off to affect expression of some of those genes. So we know that by activating this PPAR gamma with good fats like omega-3, we can decrease inflammation and the risk of a lot of scary diseases. But did you know we can also check to see if your DNA is making good PPAR gamma receptors? So we think, okay, if I eat my omega-3s, I'm going to stimulate this PPAR gamma, and I'm going to downregulate my immune system in a way that controls inflammation. What if you have damaged DNA initially at the PPAR gamma receptor? Well, if we know that that's a problem, we have ways to actually bypass that. So genetics can be a very, very important component to see how or why your body might be responding to inflammation. So you think about, like, you know, did Aunt Betsy have problems with her thyroid? Did your cousin also have autoimmune problems? And maybe your mom has rheumatoid arthritis. All of these suggest a genetic component to inflammatory problems. So we can genetically test that to see how easy it is to activate this inflammation calming pathway in your body, and everybody is individualized. So when you talk about personalized medicine, it doesn't get any deeper than genetic testing and how we can implement different lifestyle techniques to really affect your long-term health. Some people have genetic issues and it just makes calming these pathways a lot more difficult. And those people, there's less wiggle room. So in those folks, we have to really step up our control, in this case, over saturated fats and high dietary fats. If we know that omega-3s turn it on, you better believe that bad fats turn it off. So it's just fascinating to see. In functional medicine, we're looking to see how your body's playbook is written. So the DNA, it doesn't go any more laid out than having the DNA right there. So we know exactly how we can influence your lifestyle for the best outcomes when we know what your playbook looks like. So nutrigenomics, you're going to see a lot more about nutrigenomics, this incredible study of medicine and how